Hey guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Now, based on a recent publication released by the UK Home Office, it shows the difference between the number of applications across all of the different visa categories, after the implementation of some of the policies, introduced by the UK government last year. Now, looking at the screen, you can see how there's a massive drop in the number of student visa applications between April to December 2023 compared to April to December 2024. Now, the question is, how is this going to impact you and I as immigrants living and working in the United Kingdom? And that's what this video is going to be all about. So if you're currently in the UK on any of the visa categories ranging from student visa, post-study, health and care, and skilled worker visa, you should want to stick to this video to the end. And if you're coming across my channel for the first time, do also hit on the subscribe button to join the amazing growing family. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. In the light of the new publication made on the 13th of January 2025 around immigration policies and the impact on the number of applications. Now, the information released by the Home Office shows the massive decrease, which was the initial goal of some of the policies that were implemented. And if you look through the information released by the Home Office, it says that the number of people applying for visas to work and study in the UK fell by nearly 400,000 after restrictions were introduced in a bid to cut legal migration levels. Now, the provisional Home Office figures showing 547,000 applications were received between April and December 2024, and this was after the policies were implemented in April, down from 942,500 applications in the same period in 2023. And this is a massive drop. I mean, this is almost half of the application that the Home Office received in the previous year. And as we know, this is definitely a positive thing for the government, because the major purpose for all of those implementation back then was to reduce the number of net migration, which is putting a lot of pressure on so many people living and working in the UK at the moment. So fewer people are applying for visas, cut across the different visa categories, and how will that affect you and I? Now, if you go ahead with the information being released, it shows that other reformed, meant overseas students were stopped for bringing their family with them to the UK, and made it harder for Britons earning under the national average to bring over foreign spouse. So this is for both those on the student visa being unable to bring in their dependents, except they're applying for a research-based master's program or a PhD. Also, for those who are British citizens, they find it difficult to bring in their spouse who are other nationals, because of also the restriction of the salary threshold requirement that they need to meet before they can bring in foreign partners. Now, look at it, based on the the figures released by Home Office, you can see a massive drop in number of student applications, almost cut by by a quarter. You can also see the number of health and care visa application also reduced drastically, and obviously this is because of the inability of health workers being able to bring or allow their partners to switch on their visa. This is also because of some of the restrictions announced by the UK Home Office. Now, if you go ahead with the news, it says that applications to come to the UK on the health and care visa fell by a much steeper figure of 79%, from 299,800 in April to December 2023 compared to 33,800 in the same period in 2024. Now, this is a massive drop in number of applications, and I think most of the people who are getting their health and care visa approved, especially those on the occupation code 6135 6136, are those who are single, basically, because they are not affected in any way. They've got no family to switch on the visa with them. But this becomes a little bit of a challenge, because even those who are single are finding reluctant to apply for this visa, because if you're single in 2025, there's possibility that within the next 5 years you're planning to get married. And if you get married to anyone today, the person can't switch on that visa with you, which is a massive blow for those looking at health and care visa. And this contributed to the massive number in the drop of people applying for the health and care visa. Now, the question is, are there lesser demands for health and care workers? The answer is no. There's still so many care homes, so many organizations. If you go on job website today now, there are loads of different healthcare assistant roles that are still vacant. However, people are not applying because they only need to apply, or they will want to apply if there's a potential or possibility of getting sponsored. Now, even if there's a potential of getting sponsored, because of the policies from the Home Office, they can't, switch on that same visa with their family, which exactly is not, what everyone looking at getting on a skilled workers or on a sponsored visa are actually looking for. Now, if we go on the news, it says that the social care sector previously hit out at the potential ramifications of the dependent ban, branding it brutal and blaming the policy for cutting a lifeline of overseas staff. Now, there was a 29% drop in sponsored study visa numbers from 546,100 in the 9 months of from April to December 2023, compared with the 389,800 in the equivalent period last year. So even the student visa was also affected. Now, with the whole reduction in the whole student visa thing, universities in the UK have been crying out loud to the government on how this policy has been impacting the universities in the UK at large. Now, universities have warned of significant financial concerns as a result of frozen domestic tuition fee and a decline in overseas students following the policy changes. So not just the health and care sector is being affected by some of the changes in these policies. Even the universities, the education sector is also being affected because most universities in the UK are over reliant on foreign students. Now with these cuts and with these new policies, most students are no longer applying. Now the question is, how is this going to impact you and I as immigrants living and working in the UK? Now the thing is, with the way the policy has been implemented and how it's affected so many of the different visa categories, now the issue is the number of people who will be forced or required to leave the United Kingdom is going to increase massively in the next couple of months. The major challenge with this is that so many people who are currently on the student visa or the postgraduate work visa will, their visa will be expiring later in the months, or in the year 2025, and some of them in 2026, their postgraduate visa is going to expire. Now the question is that what then will be the way forward? Now people can move on the health and care visa because they need to have their family on the visa with them, so potentially they'll be required to go back to their home country. And those who are looking at going back to study, it becomes a little bit impossible because it's quite expensive, studying in any of the UK universities at the moment. I mean, most universities are actually, capping their tuition fee to about 17, 18. I've even seen the university, say their MBA program is going to, cost about £35,000. And the question is, how many people can afford such an amount of money to study in the UK for a PhD or for a master's or a research program? So what this means is that the only way for people with families to stay back in the UK is to get on the skilled worker visa. And for you to get on the skilled worker visa, you need to be highly skilled in order to be able to get a job role that would give you the certificate of sponsorship. So, and this is what I tell people, and I say this a whole lot on this channel, that if you're currently on the postgraduate visa, you're on a student visa, it's time to start getting as much skills as possible in order to help you land that job that will potentially give you certificate of sponsorship. And in the last couple of months, I've had conversation with so many people on the postgraduate visa, and one of the things I've seen that is common to everyone is that many people want to get on a job that will give them the skilled worker visa. However, they are not highly skilled enough to be able to land those jobs, and this is something that is really sad. And from my conversation with them, I thought, see, if you want to get XYZ, you need to do ABC. And so many people have been able to put some of those things in place. For those who follow me on Instagram, I've posted amazing testimonies of people who came from zero and have been able to get themselves jobs in tech, basically by spending the time, putting in the resources to build their technical skills to get to where they want to be. So if you're currently on the student visa or on the postgraduate visa, your visa is going to expire soon and you're confused on what to do, then you want to jump on my one-to-one session. So on my one-to-one session, we're going to have conversations about where you are at the moment, where are you trying to get to, and we then talk extensively on what you need to do to move from where you are to where you should be, that will potentially help you get a skilled worker visa to stay back in the United Kingdom. So if you have any questions around immigration policies, everything mentioned in this video or in my previous videos, then state those questions in the comment section. And if you're coming across my channel for the very first time, do also hit on the subscribe button to join the amazing growing family. And right to the subscribers, thank you guys for being here. I really do appreciate you guys. So this will be the end of this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you.